Hello and welcome to Friday. How's it going? I am Sam Anderson, joining you live from New York on our daily creative challenge. The last day of this week, but it will be continuing next week. So we are at the halfway point here, and it is exciting. I'm so glad that everyone is back and tuned in to learn a little bit about Adobe XD and some experience design, because we are going to have a ton of fun. I see that we have some people in the chat, so this is great. Tim, Jack, Kroll, this is I'm so excited that we're all like in tune and we're ready to get jamming on some designs. I hope you're having a splendid Friday, because that's what Fridays are for, right? I'm having a splendid Friday. I say that sarcastically, actually. My phone just like completely died on me. Like it just doesn't work anymore. So that's exciting. How's your Friday going? No, not a big deal. Totally solvable problem. And by like die, I mean like not just like battery die, like dead. But Philippa, nice to see you. Nor, Marilyn, Olga, great to see you all back in the chat. How are your Fridays going? How's the weather in New York? It's actually starting to feel like fall, which was kind of what I was looking forward to after moving here, to actually feel that fall weather and start wearing my my sweaters. Look, I'm wearing a sweater. Isn't that great? Are you wearing a sweater? Is it warm? Is it cold enough to wear a sweater where you are? I'd love to hear where you are and what the weather's like, because why not, So we're doing a thing called the Daily Creative Challenge. Let me tell you about it if you haven't heard about it yet. And so we're doing a challenge each and every day, designing an experience in Adobe XD, which is very exciting. So each and every day we have a new challenge, and here we are at October 4th. Very exciting. So we are going to design a carpooling app. It's going to be great. You can get started by pressing the button that says get started. Would you ever have guessed? And there you can download our file that we're starting with, and that will give you everything we need to get going. And that will be in XD. You can learn more about XD if you don't know about it here. And besides our Behance live chat, which I am reading right here. Oh, by the way, thanks for the link, Tim. This is behance.net/challenge/XD. And so thanks for posting that in our little chat. Besides this chat, we actually have a bigger chat for when we aren't streaming. Let me show you that one. It's Discord. You can get to there from here if you click this button. And so our Discord is a giant chat with tons and tons of people that are oh, and I'm seeing that people are tuning in. Felipe's from Portugal. Great to see. Mariana or Marina is from Kiev. Takes a few tries sometimes. And so great to hear where you're coming from. Ooh, Marcus, it's in the upper 80s in the Smoky Mountains, North Carolina. Ooh, is that like the Blue Ridge Mountain Road? I don't know. Gorgeous area. So great that you're joining us, Marcus. So in the Discord chat here, we are sharing designs, we're getting feedback on our designs, and we're improving like just our overall practice as designers. And that's really important. So we have some great, just golden discussion here in Discord, and everyone's kind of sharing what they're up to, all the previous challenges and going through that. So, I mean, like, look at some of this stuff that people have been posting to Behance. Not bad. I was just looking at this one. This one's from Emma Sandberg, if you're tuned in. Oh, Marcus says Blue Ridge Parkway. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. I hung out over there once, and it was just gorgeous. And so people are sharing their design, and you should too, because that's great. And I'll be in there sharing my feedback as well. So if you don't know, I'm a designer on the Adobe XD team coming from New York here. So if you have any questions about how XD works, or just maybe you're a little confused on something, or any other general insights, throw those in the chat. I'll be happy to talk about them. And hopefully we can answer any questions that you may have. So day 4, Daily Creative Challenge. Let's jump into this. Carpooling promotes community building. Design the pickup, ride, and drop-off experience for a carpool app. try using the Maps Generator plugin for XD, and you can try to focus your app to be used in a particular community, like high schoolers or professionals. This is exciting. One little side note. Oh, wow, this is great. I'm just catching up with the chat, sorry. One little side note is that the Maps Generator plugin for XD is actually not working so smoothly right now, and that's nothing to do with us or the user of the plugin, but the developer of this plugin. Something seems to have broken with the API to Google Maps. So we're going to use something else, and I'll show you how we can navigate that. Wendy, thanks for the feedback. We have a user voice page where you can upvote. We have someone that has uploaded or that's put up a request for the feature to have pages in a similar way that other software does, and you can upvote that on our user voice page. So I think someone can link to it in the chat there. Would be very helpful. And you can upvote that, and then there's other features in there that if you want a feature in XD, then you can discuss it there. And the team's always looking at that page for feedback on how to make the app better. Oh, Tim put the link. Thank you. So we're going to get a different way of doing maps. Here's some inspiration. Carpooling is great for the earth. Did I mention that our whole 2 weeks here are focused on sustainability, designing for a good planet? Here's how Ways does their carpooling service, which I didn't even know they had a carpooling service until I did research on this project. I thought I would throw Meetup in there because Meetup has a lot of the same design elements, right? It has a map, it has items and a list, and so I thought that actually might be a good, and even though the app itself is completely different, I thought that maybe is a good reference example for the visuals. And then here's Ways again, but this is just one of their ads, and I like how they are simply promoting carpooling by showing you that, hey, the high occupancy vehicle, the HOV lane, is actually so much shorter for this route, and so it's kind of promoting ride sharing in a slight way. And I think if we can find ways to promote carpooling in a way like this, just subtly, then hopefully we can get people to make more sustainable decisions. So that all comes to play when we're designing our app. And so I have some tips here, and here is an article on the future of the self-driving car industry, which is super fascinating. And so if you want to kind of dive into this and totally embody what the future could be for self-driving cars and carpooling, why not read this article and fit your design into a hypothetical speculative future? We did that at CCA, where I went to school. We did that a lot. We would think of these hypothetical fictional futures that are founded in research, and so they're very realistic. And we designed for this future state, which could be good or bad. Here's what I started with. So I started hacking out this just a little bit. And I don't think 30 minutes, or even less now because we had the whole intro, is enough to do that whole flow. But we're going to hop through as much of it as we can. And so I think we can start with confirm your route. So the person that's using this app has already entered in their address, their work address, and everything else, and it's now showing them a preview of the route. So to get this map, I'll show you how I got this map. I wasn't able to use the Maps Generator plugin for XD. That just wasn't working out for me today, and I think there's something wrong with the plugin, but that's okay. I was using this service called Mapbox, and you can sign up for a free account and use their Studio, Mapbox Studio. And you can customize the map in however you want. And so I took off all the labels. I took off all the text labels just because I think it would make it look cleaner. You can change the colors if you want. You can just take it in whatever direction you'd like. And then I simply just took a snapshot and put that into XD. And so this is New York, this is Brooklyn, and that's Manhattan. So we're going to do a route from Brooklyn to Manhattan. And so you can use this for wherever that you would like. So let's go back to XD. So that's how I got the map. Normally, I would promote that we use the maps generator plugin, but it's just that's not the error. So I'll show you what the error looks like. Normally it works. Normally all you have to do is have a rectangle selected. And so if it ever gets fixed, this is how you do use it when it's working. You have the rectangle selected, you go to Maps Generator, you type in a place like New York, you can select a zoom level, and you can have the location pin on or off, and then you hit Generate Map, and it would like fill that rectangle with a map from Google Maps, which is really nice, but it's not working. So I've actually jammed a little bit with the developer of this plugin to make the design a little bit better. So I've reached back out to him to see if we can get that up and running, hopefully soon. So we'll see. Haven't heard back yet. Let's see. So we have our map, and I added a line with some dots at the end to show this preview of the route, and that's actually like 2 lines. One's thicker and one's on top, a little thinner, and that has the color. And I put some 2 circles at the end. And so this is going to be like one step in from doing the route selection or entering like, you know, your address, right? And I think we always want to have a back button. Something I was noticing with the previous challenges is that some of them didn't have back buttons, and those are always just super important because we need always to give people that are using something a way to navigate and go backward. That's always helpful. And so this isn't going to be a fancy back button, you know, but it's functional, right? Maybe some rounded corners. There we go. That's nice. So they have a way to go back and then confirm your route. Perhaps you'd even show the address here as well of the start and end locations. And then I think we were going to have some big buttons. Okay. So here we'll say like looks good, maybe, is our confirmation, because why not? And we'll make this a pill shape because pill shaped buttons are cool, right? I hope so. Okay. Cool. Did it work for anyone? Did the maps generate? No. Okay. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with the app there. And I think we're going to use purple for our buttons. You can use whatever color you'd like. You know what I noticed doing research for this is that a lot of carpooling apps are green. Like, they're all green. I tweeted a picture of the Google search results for Google Images. When you type in carpooling app to Google Images, like everything is green, and then like this specific shade of green too, not just like any green. It's really kind of weird. Okay, look at that button. I think we can do something a little. Let's go bolder. There we go. Okay, so our titles. Notice I'm doing something different to the titles than I am to the button. The title is in like a rectangle with a lighter font, and then the buttons are going to have a bolder font that is a purple. So that's how I'm going to distinguish in my hierarchy, like my visual design, like what is a title and what is a button. So we'll have this button. Let's group those together. Boom. We'll have this button go to our next page, which I've moved everything up. I just moved everything up. And then I think we are going to show, actually, because it's a carpooling app, we want to show like people that they'll be carpooling with, or possible, carpooling opportunities. Or so maybe there will be like a loading state, right, between these two, and then it like finds a match. So maybe we actually have like a loading spinner. That could be kind of cool. Why not? I wasn't even planning on adding a loading spinner, but I think it makes sense. We can actually use a dash border on a circle to kind of get a quasi like pie chart filling kind of look, but we have to get it right. So if we do dash, like let's say 100, and then a gap, let's do an even bigger number, 900. Look at that. Okay. And probably didn't need to go as high as 900, but you can play with those and have fun with it. But we'll get our purple again, and I will duplicate that actually. I just did Command D, so now I have 2 of them. I'm going to make the bottom one just slightly bigger, so I have a white border around it. Okay, nice. And I'll make the other one center aligned on there as well. So now it has like, it's purple, but it's also got a white border. So it's kind of a little hack right there. I'll group that together, and you can actually do auto animate to like rotate between these two to make another. We'll make another one that's Command D with the artboard selected, and we'll rotate this like that, right? And then basically we'll do that one to that one in prototype tab here, and we'll do a timed transition here. I just dragged out a wire from one artboard to the next. We'll do time, transition, no, we want auto animate, and boom, now we should actually see some rotation going on when we see, looks good. Oh yeah, and you could loop that, it was really quick, but you could loop that a few times over. Let's make that a little longer. Maybe not 5 seconds, 4 seconds. We're running out of time, so I do need to get to the actual main part. Like that. Oh, look at that. So it's loading. You might want to have it go a little faster, just so it feels like a faster app. And then when it eventually finds someone, I imagine it's like, hey, we found someone you can carpool with. Let's do the carpool thing, you know? So I'll make like a card that pulls up. Cards are cool. Cards are the trend in experience design right now. Okay, so we'll do a card. I think we'll do like this background blur that I was doing with these up here. I'll do copy, and look at this. On this object, paste appearance, and it will paste all the attributes from that initial rectangle onto this one. Not bad, right? So it's doing that same background blur, which is very exciting. So then we can do like, we found your ride. It's very exciting. We found your ride. And then maybe like, you'll be riding with. We are going to use another plugin, so we do get to talk about plugins a little bit more. You'll be riding with. And then perhaps we get a little smaller on this one. Let's do 20. And let's do regular. This is Acumen Pro. It's one of the Adobe fonts. Okay, you'll be riding with, and then it's going to show some people's names. So, and I think it would actually be fun if we have time to throw in like some icebreakers as well, like some things that will help ease the conversation for these people that are going to be in the car. Felipe, your ride is Sam. That's hilarious. No, I don't even know how to drive actually, which is kind of embarrassing, but like, I don't know. Okay, so we can show who is going to be riding with who. And so we can actually make like a repeat grid of like who will be in this route that this app has found with us, for us. And so we can put in a name, and we can put in like an occupation. So like, I don't know, educator. And then we could show everyone, and maybe each person could have a quote. So let's do italic, and maybe this is a little smaller, 16, 18, 16. And we're going to use a plugin to get some photos of people. So let's use repeat grid, repeat this out, boom, look at that. Not bad, not bad. Okay, and then I'm going to ungroup this repeat grid, because I believe we need to ungroup it if we want to use this next plugin. So, okay. This next plugin I want to show is that we can get some images in our field here for who's going to be riding with us in this carpool car. So we can use this plugin called UI Faces, and this will help pull in, see it's in this panel here, this is new, and we can pull in images of people from free stock websites, and boom, let's try it. Boom, there's Rachel. Okay, and so we can select the other ones as well. We can actually run it with multiple. So we'll get some other people. There we go. So Rachel, and maybe this is Tom, and he works in tech, let's say. And then this could be Gabe, and he is, what does Gabe do? Who knows? I'd love to hear in the chat. Let's get some feedback, you know. And this can be Jamie. What does Jamie do? Maybe Jamie's a designer, right? Yeah, why not? You gotta promote your own occupation here. You know, why not? Maybe Gabe is like an athlete. Someone was talking about biking, so why not? And then we can actually, I don't like the borders on here, so let's take the borders off the photo. No border. And we're going to group these all together actually. Group, boom. And then, you know, I'm thinking each person can actually have like a little bit about them. So like I can talk about baked goods all day. And so like something like fun to like break the ice a little bit, so that when you're in this car, it's like, oh, do you bake? Or like I don't know. Do you like to cook? You know, something to like ease the tension, you know, for each of these people. Because that could be kind of fun, I think. Let's do light. Okay. A little typography tip is that technically a typography rule is to not actually have quotes that indent everything else. So technically you're supposed to do what's something called, it's called hanging punctuation. And it's that you have your quotes or periods outside of, into the margin of the space. So you actually you create a clean line with your design here. So I'm actually putting the quotation outside of the text box. So that's a little typography tip. And so everyone else is going to have a quote too. Let's move the other ones down. See, this would be handy where if I kept the repeat grid, I'd actually be able to maintain all these spatial relationships. Everyone's getting pushed away. Maybe we can only show 2. Also, like 5 people can't really fit in. I don't know how big this car is. I don't know. Tim is like, I'm just reading his message. I can talk about Adobe XD all day. That would definitely be my quote. I can for sure fill your commute with Adobe XD fun facts, because, you know, why not? Maybe like, I know all the best coffee spots in Brooklyn. And so like that's an icebreaker, right? Because then like you get in the car with this Tom, right? And you can ask him like, hey, what are the best coffee spots in Brooklyn? You know? And so I think that could be fun to, you know, ease the tension a little bit. I think you could actually work this out to be even like a more full experience, right? Let's group this all together because we are going to do what we always do. And so that's Command G to group. I'm going to exit our plugin here, go back to the layers panel. I group this all together, and then we're going to, I heard some people talking about auto animate in the chat. Yes, we are going to have this slide up, which is going to be handy. So we'll duplicate this and put this on the artboard previous. And then because these groups had the same name, group 44 on both of them, and this one's just all the way at the bottom, just hanging on by a couple pixels. Because they have the same name, when we do our prototype transition, so now in the prototype tab, when we do a timed transition, let's do, oh, hold on. We need to do a timed transition. You need to drag it from the artboard itself, then over, then time, and then we'll have an auto animate sequence here. And I do need to wrap up, but let's preview just what that looks like. Boom, looks good. Oh, that should have been an auto animate transition, so it bumps up. Boom, and then boom, we found your ride. It slides up. Great, that looks awesome. You can share this with this blue button. You can share it once you make your design, you know, make it your own, customize it however you'd like. And you can get a link and you can share that in our Discord here. Or, so actually not or, you should share it in Discord we can give each other feedback. We'll give you design feedback on how it looks, and then you can make like a second version, and if you want to add that to your portfolio, you can. You could bring that over to Behance. You could create a Behance project and show this off on your page. And when you do that, be sure to add XD Daily Challenge as a tag. I'll show you what that looks like. So when you are in discoverability, when you're uploading your project, XD Daily Challenge. Boom. And when you do that, oh, one word, all one word. And when you do that, it will show up with everyone else's that has also worked on a daily challenge. So that's very exciting. But that's all the time we have today. Gayatri, also on the Adobe XD team, is joining us right after this, so stay tuned for that. She's going to be talking about voice interactions, I believe. So that's going to be a fun one. We will be back after the weekend, again with more daily creative challenges. So I'll see you then, and I can't wait to see your designs in Discord. Okay, peace out, everyone.